If you guys have no idea who is behind the TKO group, take a look at this photo. This is UFC ownership. Where is this fight taking place? Montreal, Canada, the capital of anti-Semitism, anti-Jew protests day in and day out. Now, here's the thing. We're going to provide a fight analysis, but politically, I have to mention a few things because this guy's fighting many demons on Saturday, Belal Muhammad. Believe it or not, he's up against the media, the refs, the matchmakers. He's got the stakeholders from TKO Group. That's UFC ownership. And I'm going to make sense of all of this. Let's keep watching. You have the Nelk Boys, 138,000 views in the last 9 hours. They're all being moved. Sentiment, empathy, all being moved to a money line bet on Belal Muhammad, to a parlay as a first or second leg, okay, on their parlay for Belal Muhammad. Look, just read the title to this video. Now, who's doing is this? Who do you think that is? I think it's Dana White phoning Kyle Forgard. Hey, Kyle, let's see if you could get Belal Muhammad on, man. You know, he's attempting his first title defense. Brother, in the UFC, title defenses are a big thing. They say, right? Here's the proverb, that you're not a champion until you defend the title. And here we go, 138,000 views later. And he's talking about his beef with Kamaru Usman, that feud when they stormed out from the podcast he was on with Henry Cejudo. Yeah, and he's talking about Hamza Chimaev and a call out. I mean, he's got no choice, to look crazy. He's looking like a clown. The world's a stage, right? This circus. He's up against very, very powerful people. Take a look at this. If you guys have no idea who is behind the TKO group, take a look at this photo. This is UFC ownership. Where is this fight taking place? Montreal, Canada, the capital of anti-Semitism, anti-Jew protests day in and day out. And you're telling me that Belal Muhammad is going to be defending his title? Absolutely not. All right, now we're going to go skill for skill. All right, so let's say, for example, you think Ian Gary would have the next shot at the title. Here are 4 statements that you can read that are objective to the matchmaking behind Ian Gary, Sean Brady, and Buckley Usman, who could potentially face all for the title. You have something conceptualized here as well, suggesting if JDM defeats Belal Muhammad, would he be facing Islam Makhachev? What happens if that's the case? And so you're watching, something that I believe we do a very good job at. All right. So if you look at this video, we have a whole team behind this product, this brand, this community, ProSchmoBets.com. It's the largest capping community in the space, the largest. We have all those cappers you follow on YouTube, they're watching this video and they're in the DMs, they're in the chat groups, they're in the Discords, they're in all of it, right? And we have the largest network of that, and we're very proud of it. Now, here's something to be mindful of. Be mindful of the fact that you have an opportunity here to make plus 170, all right, from 100, 1,000, or whatever it is you're looking to bet. Like nothing ever in your life, all right? This is not more as clear as day than when Sean O'Malley defeated Aljamain Sterling. They told Aljamain Sterling, hey, you got to have a quick turnaround, and you need a fight, all right? And there you go. Sean O'Malley put him out. Shavkat is ahead of Ian Gary because he literally beat him. Plus, he's undefeated and has a sizable fan base. UFC will want to save him. All right, so through this injury is why he's not facing or has not faced Belal Muhammad. You have Jack Della Maddalena returning to fight. And then Brady, who beat the number 1, way better than anything Ian Gary, has defeated. Buckley Usman, the winner is ahead of Gary in anyone's opinion, especially if Buckley wins. And Islam overrides everyone. Absolutely. He gets anything he wants. He's got the hemispheres in order, okay? He's got the West and the Eastern hemisphere of this planet in order. He can do and dictate terms as best he wants. So if you look, you have the ages of Islam at 34, JDM at 28. If they end up fighting, because Belal Muhammad, and we'll get to the skill set, we'll get to how the fight analysis, how this plays out, we'll get it, okay? I know, 14 years old, Jack Della Maddalena was boxing, 14 years old. Belal Muhammad, Chicago, listen, Chicago, law degree, and stumbled upon MMA. All right? So Islam and these ages are respective of the year group, all right? The next 365 days. So you have Islam at 34 facing JDM in Perth, Australia. Sounds familiar, right? Like when he faced Alexander Volkanovski. All right, 28-year-old Jack Della Maddalena. If you're reading anything related to a fractured arm and Belal, suggesting he's moving up on the Nelk Boys podcast, Full Send podcast, 138,000 views, it's because, Belal Muhammad understands that there is a probability of him losing this fight. He's talking about his hands being the best in the MMA, referring to Canelo. Why? We'll get to that here because stylistically, JDM's got this fight in the bag. All right, there is a puncher's chance for Belal, right? In the grappling, there is a puncher's chance, even on the feet in the fourth and the fifth because of the cardio. But we'll get there, all right? So you have Islam versus JDM at 34 years of age. Shavkat's 31, Brady's 33, Buckley, Usman 38-31. Usman is going to be put to rest on a UFC fight night by Buckley. That's just the way his career is going to go. He has a fight promotion overseas. So it would be nice had he won the fight and we could see him get match made with either Islam or JDM for a title defense. It's wild, but that's very unlikely. Ian, very young, age 28. Okay, now, Josh Thompson. Skip Shavkat, Brady's next. Those were his remarks. You know who Josh Thompson is? That's Islam Makhachev's longtime training friend, coach, mentor, partner. Skip Shavkat, give Brady the next fight. Okay, so this coming from Islam Makhachev's camp. Yes, folks, if you're upset because this is all suggestive that Islam is not fighting Topuria, you're 100% correct. Absolutely not. He's hell no not going to fight Topuria. Are you guys out of your mind? It's already bad enough the UFC padded this man up. Bobby Green, Alexander Volkanovski twice. I mean, the guy is as small or shorter than Topuria. Topuria is actually about the same height or shorter, actually. Well, what is this? Islam's already a welterweight size fighting at lightweight, and you're going to give him Topuria as a fight? He's not running that risk. Get out of here. So Islam versus JDM. Yeah, that's Perth, Australia. That's where it's going. He defeats JDM, and now Islam needs a title defense. He takes out Sean Brady. So on and so forth. You can match make this through and through however it is you want. Listen, folks. Jack Della Maddalena fought Gilbert Burns with a fractured arm in the first round. Fractured arm and still defeated him. We know a few things about Jack Della Maddalena. He stumbled across MMA when he was 14. He's got a passion for rugby, this guy, right? He's a boxer, grappler, doesn't bite on feints. Let's go through this. Doesn't bite on feints. Stand switches galore. Throws smart combinations and has volume up the wazoo, all right? And, the result of all of this is because he has intelligent footwork. This permits him, to be this effective against any opponent. Now, you also have the ability to fight behind a jab. So he has great footwork. He stand switches and he can fight behind a jab. He's not biting on feints. This is what Belal Muhammad is up against. You got to ask yourself several questions. And I already mentioned to you that Belal Muhammad earned himself a law degree from Chicago and wrestled for 2 years. That's all he has. He's very intelligent, don't get me wrong. But we're talking to someone that has talent and intelligence. And that matters. If you don't believe me, It matters. Think about it. Israel Adesanya. Think about it. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Right? Intelligence matters, man. Brock Lesnar. It matters. You must be intelligent and talented. What happened to Sean Strickland? He's just a talented guy. His IQ for fighting is not all that polished. One title defense. Rightfully. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with Belal. Belal is an interesting character. He's put his heart and soul into this. And it appears, he polished up his talent quite well. He found a love for mixed martial arts, but he is about the age of 37 years old. 37. Remember, within the 369-day calendar year, 365-day calendar year. All right, these ages are respective of that. What does Belal do? Belal uses his jab. He pressures to set up takedowns. And if we learned anything from Belal Muhammad, and we definitely did, because we bet Belal Muhammad at plus 170 against Vicente Luque, who doesn't move his head from the center line. All right. And we bet Belal Muhammad against Leon Edwards at plus 200. Right. That's a stylistic mismatch. These things are clear as day. Right. We learned one thing about Belal Muhammad, and that's that the only way he could defeat anyone like JDM, who's not just boxing but grappling, has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, is by top control. All right. And you ain't getting top control on JDM for 5 rounds. That is not happening. We'll give him 2 rounds. And then what happens in the 4th and 5th? When Belal is getting touched, Belal will get touched. JDM has volume. This is why Belal Muhammad continues to use a megaphone to speak on, a semblance of his boxing like that of Canelo Alvarez, because he understands that when he strikes JDM, he's going to strike him with those power punches. His volume won't be there. He won't be as active on the feet. He won't be moving as much as JDM. And he could lose a potential decision to JDM because JDM is just looking much better in there. Remember, JDM doesn't bite on feints, right? He also uses a jab, right? Just like Belal does. And at the end of the day, the footwork is going to assist JDM the most. He's going to stuff a takedown or 2 or 3 or 4. And he's getting back up on the feet. And there's no way he's getting controlled. No way. No more than 2 rounds. I'll give him no more than 2 rounds. All right, folks. So, listen, there's a fight summary, a fight analysis at ProSchmoBets.com. We synthesize all of this. This is just brief through what you can see, but more important, what you can read. All right, folks, you heard it here first.